What's up, everybody? Today I have a very interesting video for you guys today. But before we get into it, make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Share this video if you can. Need of all the views I can get. Make sure you leave a comment down below. I guess I'm doing it in different order today. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or theories about this theory I'm about to discuss today, which is big, very interesting. About this theory, enter into our theories or predictions you might have or something like that. I'd love to hear a prediction now to get our space support thing to me. Just please leave any comment down below. I'd love to have a discussion, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already not viewed George's channel's content. Check out my other videos if you already not. Need all the views I can get. Alright, guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. So today I have a video, and this is a topic that has really been kind of, I change a lot. We all change our opinions over the course of the off season, which is unfortunately very long from a new season of Cobra Kai. And this is something that's really been floating around in my head off and on, but it's been more up or to the on switch. And I made a couple videos hinting that I really don't think Demetri will actually be the same character in Cobra Kai season 4. But this is the climax video. Well, really, it's the resolution video, to the point that I don't think Demetri's going to be the same character that we've obviously seen him basically be the same for 3 seasons, and that he could possibly, you can't tell me it's impossible, join Cobra Kai in season 4. Cobra Kai Dojo, not Cobra Kai Cast. Cobra Kai Dojo. And the reason I'm saying this, okay. Demetri, obviously, at the start of the show, was one of the second, wimpiest kid in the score. Basically, you would say third, because Miguel came in, and, Kyler and Brooks and the top bullies of the gang of the school were really after those 3 guys all the time, obviously, okay? And then Demetri obviously tried to join Cobra Kai when Miguel got all the bullies in there after he beat the crap out of Kyler and Brooks and all, the 2 other friends, obviously their whole gang. And Demetri quit very early because Johnny embarrassed him, and he just wasn't that kind of athletic guy that wanted to learn how to fight. So obviously, Demetri and Miguel, after that, their friendship really separated at the end of season 1, and we never saw it reform really until season 3, episode 7, because we never saw Demetri visit Miguel. I think they said in one of the episodes, he gave him like a comic book in the hospital, or Carmen was telling Miguel that, something like that. But obviously, we really did not see Demetri and Miguel's friends anymore, because obviously, Demetri ended up joining Miyagi-Do when he re-attempted to join Cobra Kai in season 2, but obviously Kreese broke his nose, and that was definitely the end of it for him. And, obviously they had so many different, things to focus on Miguel's character. Obviously, he had Tori as a girlfriend, and he had, Sam and Robbie, in the mix, the rivals and all that, the whole love square that there was. And that was really what was being focused on Miguel's character for the majority of season 2. And, it just boiling up, as the number 1 Cobra and stuff like that. But, Demetri was, levels of, of classes below him when it came to actually being able to compete in karate. So at the end of season 3, though, toward the end of season 3, we really saw Miguel and Demetri reunite. And something that I was thinking about, if you remember in season 3, episode 7, Miguel walked up to Demetri, and, Demetri was being real friendly to him, and, Miguel was the one, obviously, Miguel found out from Demetri that Hawk broke his arm, and that was really what set Miguel over the edge. He's like, hey, I'm going to have a friendly conversation, try my best to convince Hawk, to come out of what he's doing, and, leave these gang of bullies. He knew, Hawk was kind of, a bully then, but he didn't know he'd go that far and do something that crazy. So then it wasn't in the exact, calm and cool and kind, conversation that he had initially intended on. So, Demetri, obviously, we saw, and what was weird, what I was getting into, we saw him be so friendly, but there was no conflict between the dojos, between that and between the end of season 3, episode 9, or them 2 that we saw on screen at least. And when Miguel, Bert, and Mitch walked into Samantha's house, for the so-called CAG party, we obviously saw Demetri get up and be like, I don't want these guys here. And it's arguably that he was talking about more Bert and Mitch, mostly Mitch. But, I just want to throw that out there. It's kind of interesting. But on to the point of why Demetri could really join Cobra Kai in season 4. They have had Demetri what I basically just emphasized to you, and I know I may have took a little too long there, I'm sorry, but what I basically emphasized to you, that they have kept Demetri's character the same. Still the big mouth, still not perfect karate, just has made a little progress, and he obviously has many enemies that, are still above him, and he's not rose to the top yet, and he's barely knows how to fight, and, he had a bad, rough season when it came to fighting for sure in season 3. Not only just because he broke his arm, but the guys were whooping his butt all through the house fight. And he'd recovered, plenty of time after that and everything like that. And he basically got ran over, got a science project destroyed. He got ran over, and Demetri's character has been the same annoying, wisest guy in the show for 3 seasons now. And it's got on my last nerve. And he is no doubtly one of my least favorite characters in one of our favorite sitcoms here. I just don't see them keeping a character the same. I don't. And Demetri, a lot of people, and this is the reason that could really signal this move. Robbie was the one. And I think y'all know what I'm getting at now. You're like, well, maybe this guy's right. Yes, Robbie was the one who defended Demetri. He was the one that was always there for Demetri against Hawk, and he always was Demetri's biggest support when it came to fighting. Season 2, episode 5, we saw, Robbie and Sam fight off the Cobra, Cobra Thug gang, including Hawk, obviously was the main bully there, in the mall fight. Season 2, episode 6. Toward the end of season 2 is what I'm all referring to, obviously, because that's when Demetri, joined Miyagi-Do midway. Season 2, episode 6. Defended Demetri from Mitch and the others that had, decided not to be that way and, joined Miyagi-Do after, trying to jump, obviously, Demetri in the mall. Actually, Chris was, did I say Mitch? I did. I'm sorry. Chris was the only fighter that actually joined from the mall fight, that actually joined, Miyagi-Do. And it hinted at a bunch in the mall fight, actually. But we saw him defend him against Chris then when it was, basically a toss-up, and Robbie didn't even really know what was going on or what he was talking about. Season 2, episode 7. We see Demetri, in a situation where he's really being trained, the Shoshu Geiko or whatever, Kon Geiko, the different weather climates. I can't even remember which one was hot and which one was cold when they were out in the sunny weather. And then, Daniel, led his gang in a, I don't know I don't know what the room was called, honestly. Y'all had to tell me down below in the comments. Frozen room of some sort. And he was really supporting Demetri through fighting. And then once again in season 2, episode 9 at Moon's party, where she lesbian kissed. Yes, that party. And where Miguel and Sam kissed outside and Tori saw it. Hawk is trying to jump Demetri after Demetri talks so much crap in front of everybody at the party, and Robbie once again gets in front of Hawk. So basically, so much support and so much defense was displayed by Robbie for Demetri toward the end of mid-season 2 through the end of season, or through the end of season 2. And Demetri, I think, is going to see that. When he hears that Robbie, because this is definitely going to be, informed by Miguel and Sam, Samantha, Daniel, and Johnny, and probably the first episode of season 4. And I can't wait to hear this, and obviously, information of that Hawk to Kreese has, because all the students obviously know that because they were in the house fight when he did it. The Hawk, obviously left, Cobra Kai Kreese. When we hear this, I think they're really going to show, if this is going to happen, Demetri will be like, oh no, like this guy has been better to me than anybody. Samantha let me down. RK let me get my arm broken. Miguel, basically abandoned me as a friend, and was not in the same dojo as me and didn't care about me at all after that. And Hawk obviously just done terrible things to me. Is any of this forgivable when there's still, though, even though he redeemed himself, there's such a person I really don't feel like going against because he's been so good to me and we've had such a good relationship. And he could really think that way. And he could turn. It'd probably be mid-season 4. They wouldn't rush this immediately because they got to do aftermath and, bring Terry Silver in and all that kind of stuff. Demetri in the big, that we've had every episode, the 5th episode of every season when things kick up a notch, we see, I'm sorry. A big fight between the two dojos. You know, not as big as fight as finale, but about a half fight. 5-on-5, something like that. We see that happen. That was what it was last season, at least. And I think it'd be going to be another situation like that this season. Cobra Kai's top students versus Miyagi's. And I think that we could honestly see Demetri switch sides, go through the same process that Hawk did in the house fight. Maybe Hawk and Miguel have Robbie wrapped up in an armbar, and Demetri does the same exact thing Hawk did to the Cobras that were on top of him. You never know, but that would be a great way to switch Demetri over. And when he got into Cobra Kai, I honestly think that Kreese would be wary, but he'd be like, okay, we'll see what you got, but he's not going to be thinking he does. What if he puts him up against Kyler and Demetri beats the crap out of Kyler? Like in the dojo. It'd probably be the season after that, season 4, episode 6, just like in season 3, episode 6. Hawk beat the living crap out of Brooks. The most brutal fight in Cobra Kai history as we know. If something similar like that happened, probably not that brutal. Not again. Couldn't be. But if he did, he'd beat the crap out of him and definitely, no doubt, would win that fight. And Kreese would be like, I need to have this guy the whole time. What have we been doing here? We've been missing out on a great soldier. And he would promote him, and I think we'd see a scene. We'd see a scene where Robbie was putting in and pitching in a lot of hate into Demetri and convincing him to be angry at his friends and angry at his old allies, just like Robbie is right now. And it could really change Demetri, and then Demetri might use that to his advantage against Robbie later on, long term during the show. But Demetri could become a very angry and violent kid, one that strikes first and has many enemies and creates the drama on his own. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you do agree with this, make sure you leave your comments down below. Smash that like button. If you enjoyed it, share this video. Can need all the views I can get, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you enjoyed the channel's content, and check out my other videos there or not. Y'all guys ain't gonna get off the hook with that without me saying it. Need all the views I can get. Alright guys. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Demetri, join Cobra Kai. Promise you.